Hey guys, thanks for watching. Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about softboxes. I've got inexpensive softboxes. I've got this Godox softbox that I bought that is really inexpensive. I bought it as part of it was a kit that came with some flash equipment, and the reason I got it was it gave me a mount, and then you could mount the flash to the mount, and then you mounted the mount to this, and it folds up really small. And I want to say it's only $20 or $30 on its own, and $50 is part of that kit. So it's really nice as I was starting off to get an inexpensive softbox. The downside is that it's a pain to wrap up. At some point, I'll do a video just showing how to wrap it up. But it is basically, if you don't remember how to quite do it right, you can wear out your arms, you can wear out your hands. I'm sure once you're an expert at it, it's really no big deal. But even now, if I don't use it for a while, then I struggle trying to put it back together a few times. It can just be a pain to work with. But that is why I bought another nicer softbox. This one is super easy to open and set up, like literally in seconds. It's dummy proof, it's super light, it's got a built-in handle and in a magnetic connection on it. And it's awesome. It's a great softbox, but if you buy the grid, I think the grid is $60 or $70. It's the device itself is 150, and you got to get the right adapter to go with whatever your flash is. Like I did it with the V1. So I mean, it's really nice, but it ends up being a couple $100 worth of softbox by the time that you're done. Versus something that's a $30 softbox and then comes with a $20 adapter for Bowen's mount, which is nice to have, but it's like, is that really, if you don't need that, then you're only out $20 or $30. So all that to say, the idea was, can you get by with that? Will that give you the same results? Now, it doesn't mean it's as easy to set up and all that, but at the end of the day, this Angler softbox is the equivalent of a Pro Photo softbox that, for what I understand, they're identical. The Angler version is 150. The Pro Photo is double that. So I think it's reasonable to assume, okay, we're dealing with higher quality components. Maybe the fabric is better, whatever. So there's two questions. One is it worth it in terms of ease of use, setup, all those kind of things? I would say if you use it a lot, it's a definite yes. It's super fast to set up. I'll include some B-roll here to show you guys just how easy it is, but it's a lifesaver in that way. But in the sense of, are the pictures actually any better with cheap material versus expensive material? That is something that I wanted to answer, and I hope I can show you in this video. So I'm going to show you some photos I took. I took pictures of a mannequin like I usually do, and I also took pictures of myself just so that there would be human representation. I felt like with a softbox, the minor differences between them, it was probably worth actually having human subjects so you could see the difference in the details there. So we will go over that. I'm going to show you some photos in just a second here. I'll do it on my computer so I can talk you through what I think, and then I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. So that's what I got. I hope you enjoy. Oh yeah, I was going to show you. This is the Angler. So the Angler is magnetic, like I said. So you've got, I'll let it go here. So it's cool too in that, so this is just an adapter that came with it. I think the kit that I had that was around $150 came with this. You got to select the right type of connection you have for flash. So I think there's one that's generic, but this is the really nice thing to do with it is to buy like the Godox V1 or the Flashpoint equivalent has a magnetic end on it. So you can put it in like this, it snaps in, but it also, I don't know if you guys can, whoa. Ugh. So the Godox has this kind of indented ring around the top of it here. So once you put it in, I mean, it's really on there. It's not going anywhere. But for ease, to use your mind, you can actually you push this down, and now it's like literally locked in. You can't even take it out of there if you wanted to. You've got a release button here. You release that, and the thing comes out. So that makes it so nice to use, so convenient. And on top of that, so when, you know, before I had this together, this is all there is to it. There's a little button here. Okay, so evidently I should not have done that like I did, because I just dropped I just dropped the Godox is fine. The Godox V1 is fine, but evidently when you press this release valve and something's in here, it'll actually pop off. So that is good to know. So first, take this out before you release it. But now I'm going to show you again. So I've got this the release valve here. You press that, it goes down. You fold it. Then there's a little one of these guys. You bring that around the other side. Okay. Wrapped it up, and now you just stick it in a sleeve. Like, there's literally all there is to it. And there's also a grid that is available with it, but that costs an extra $60 or $70. So it's just a matter of whether this is convenient, and whether the convenience is worth it to you or not. This just slides into a bag. You can bring it around. This thing is ultra light. I mean, it's great. I'm probably going to have this for years and years, and it's a great solution for softbox and go anywhere with it, and it just makes it super easy. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's for you. Maybe a couple $100, especially if you're starting off, you're better off just getting, you know, this guy here that folds down. Here, I'll show you how it folds down. So you basically got to take this diffusion and wrap it up, and then you take this inner. Now this is a pain in the butt to take out if you actually needed to, but I think a lot of people are under the assumption that you do. I fold this up all the time with it, and it's absolutely fine. So once you get these clips in, I just say just leave the internal diffusion. At least I do it at your own risk, but as far as I can tell, it's absolutely fine. I just hold it down with it. Oops. Yeah, I lost another mount. Should have taken that one out first too. So, so now I've got this thing folded down. This is where the magic comes in. I'm pretty sure that there's two of these edges that are easier to fold when you can, but I mean, it is kind of an ingenious design. It's this little, you know, triangular setup, and you take it and you fold it, but I think I might have gotten it first try this time. No, kind of. See, so this is what you end up with a lot of the time, is this thing that's kind of wrapped correctly, but not. And then you take it back out and you try it again if you're like me. I mean, I'm sure there's a right and a wrong way to do this. Evidently, I always do it the wrong way, because it takes me like 15 times every time to figure out. It's like, that's not the right side. It's just not an intuitive way. Maybe it's like that. Nope. Anyway, I'm sure I'll look up a video and I'll remember how to do it, but just know this is what you're in for. Unless you memorize it, you use it, you know, a million times. It wears out your hands, it wears out your arms, and if you let it snap out, it can actually kind of sting a little bit. So, I mean, if you know what you're doing here. Okay, there we go. See, I just did it. I end up doing it on mistake, I feel like, more than on purpose, but you eventually figure it out, and then you can slide it in the sleeve just fine, and it's super portable, super small. So this is actually smaller to carry around than the other one. But, I mean, just remembering how to do that and sliding it in, and then you got this bag. I mean, this is just such a... How am I going to do this? I'll just throw this on the floor. Okay, there you go. So, this is just, I slide it out of the bag that it comes in. I release this latch here. I go like this. I'm done. Then I take this, goes in here. Lock that down. I'm good to go. That's all there is to it. So, I mean, it's just up to you whether is it worth you for that hassle? Is it? I'm sure if I was younger and I was on a lower budget and I could figure out that Godox one and I just used it all day every day, I'm pretty sure I would figure it out pretty quick, and it would not be that big of a deal to just use that, and at some point it would become muscle memory. It'd be super simple. For me, after doing that about 100 times, I still struggle with it every time. So just something that you should know. But if I was on a budget and I needed something that was portable, I would absolutely deal with the headache of that every time, and just work with it. So is that worth it to you? Do you want to mess with all that? Do you or would you rather just spend a little bit extra money on something that you might have for a few years? It just depends on where you're at with your photography journey. But anyway, that went on longer than I thought that it was going to go, but now we will actually look at the pictures, and I'll show you the difference with them in terms of the actual pictures that they create when you're using both these softboxes. Is there any advantage to using more expensive materials and fabrics? We assume that that's built out of better stuff. Does it actually make any difference regardless of how convenient it is on the end result of the pictures? So let's take a look and see what we think. Hey guys, thanks. Welcome back. We're going to look at the photos now. We're going to go through this real quick. I don't know that there's a lot to take away from this other than, in my opinion, the actual look doesn't change that much. You will see a little bit less diffusion, or at least more directional shadows on the Godox, but I believe that's just because the actual wings of it kind of go out a little bit, so I think it isn't going around the room as much. But really, in terms of the actual look, I don't think there's much difference here. So for what it's worth, here is the picture using the Godox softbox. Here is the picture using the Angler softbox. So other than a little bit of different shadows in the background, I think it pretty much looks the same. And I'm going to show you as well just how it looks on a human, since I was my only model. So here you go. You get to deal with me. So this is using the Godox softbox, and this is using the Angler softbox. So I guess my takeaways are, in terms of convenience, in terms of ease of use, in terms of build quality and the ability to take it up and put it down pretty quick. Obviously, the Angler is going to win. One thing I didn't mention too is that the Godox actually comes with the grid as well, so that saves you even more money, where you got to pay more for the Angler. So $200 worth of stuff versus $30 worth of stuff. Although you do need some kind of mount that is Bones mount compatible to put the Godox up. So if you don't buy the kit that's $50, it won't come with that. So just make sure you've already got a ring or some kind of adapter, or you'll have to buy that after the fact. But other than that, I mean, you basically get the same results out of it. You can do the same things with it. They look exactly the same. So if you're just starting off and you don't want to spend a bunch of money on it, I think it's a perfectly good option to just start off with the Godox, and then you can, eventually graduate to something better if you want to, but it works just fine. Nothing wrong with it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope that helped a little bit, and I hope you guys have a great day.